And we're live.
Oh, we're cold opening it today?
I mean, I just hit the go live button. I mean, we haven't actually opened yet, but, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. I think we can make it.
Can we?
I don't know. I think we can do it. I'm great at YouTube intros. The fucking best, yo. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics, where I'm your host, the Church of Failure, and with me, as always, my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney. Soon to be joining us, other co-host / intern, RuneKnight, but he's not here yet. So, how's it going this week, buddy?
It's kind of typical week for me, I guess. Nothing too interesting.
Nothing too interesting. Did you hear back from Denny's?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess the main topic of the evening is now that I've received my Monster MD, we have to give it a review.
Just want to point out, when did you get this book?
Last week.
When did I get mine?
I don't know, like 3 weeks before that. But you know, Von Klaus is a one-man act. Like, I give him a pat. Plus, I had 2 different campaigns, so he was shipping those together. So it's probably a little more difficult to round that up, especially because I backed under 2 different accounts because I'm a paranoid fuckface. But
admitting it is the first step.
There will be no further steps. But anyway, no, I got the book first, and then I had a little extra cash later on, and I like the project idea so much that I went back and I was like, hey, can I add on the sketchbook? So he sent me like a secret tier for that, and I did that. So
nice.
But yeah, I got the full cadre. I got the book signed by Vaughn and Eric. I got the button, the card. I got a pin-up, the Kenobi Sasquatch versus Monster MD add-on book, and the sketchbook. So
nice.
And the patch too. I think there was a patch, right?
Yeah, there's a patch and a button.
I put all the goodies in one of those boxes that Doug to Naples sends. It sits underneath my laptop so I won't lose them or fuck them up. And I just always forget that they're there. Because as much as I love the little trinkets and stuff, and this isn't a dig at Von Klaus or any other creator or whatnot, but man, I'm a 35-year-old man. Like, what the fuck am I going to do with a button or a patch?
Right.
You know,
I thought too.
I'm like, I don't have a denim jacket to put this shit on. Like,
yeah, not anymore.
I mean, there is a punk rocker kid out there who loves comic books that is in like pig shit heaven every time he gets another fucking patch or a button. But I'm not that guy.
Right.
You know,
both of us probably from the late 90s to early 2000s each had a denim
jacket covered in patches and buttons. Yes. Rune has joined us. Rune, weigh in here.
I heard a bunch of nerds were having a podcast over here.
Yes.
As a resident old fuck, when you were younger, did you have a leather or denim jacket covered in patches and buttons?
I was too poor for patches and buttons, but I had both a leather jacket and a denim jacket.
Okay, so did you want patches and buttons?
Oh God, yes.
Okay, so here's I think here's the real question.
You gotta remember though, I'm a metalhead. I didn't want them for their own value. I wanted them because that is how you measure
status.
Status among metalheads is your cut.
Right.
The more the more buttons and patches you have, the more concerts you've been at in live.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the same way, and it's like I said before you got here. I'm a mid-30s man, and Ayrton's almost. You're 30 now, right? Are you 29, 30?
Yeah.
Okay, you're 30.
No, yeah, I'm 30 now.
Okay, you're over the hump. Why isn't Coyote in the show? There he is. Okay,
He's on the way. He's on the way.
all right. Well, he's muted, but when he unmutes, he's here. But I had the jacket with the patches and the buttons, but now as an old guy, I don't have those jackets anymore. So I just have a box full of patches and buttons from these campaigns, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love my box full of patches and buttons, but what am I going to do with all these patches and fucking buttons? and I think it broaches the question, like, do you label it a midlife crisis if you start a new patch and button jacket, or do you just let that dream go?
Well, since you want my opinion, I'm the latecomer in. I think that there's been a cultural shift that is really important here, because over in the gamer field, my jam, my favorite game above all other games is Werewolf the Forsaken. And in it, you play a werewolf pack, and as a werewolf pack, you're basically low-key gang members, right? And there's very much an impetus to, like, you have to not just have a pack, have a group of people you work with, but you have to have your own identity, your own style, because you have to front for your territory. You have to make people understand, this is my street, this is my space. If you mess with me, you will suffer, right?
Right.
So I was constantly telling people, we should get, like, t-shirts, or we should, like, get sunglasses, because I'm an 80s nerd and sunglasses are boss.
Right.
Or, I wouldn't ask anybody to get a tattoo for a game, but, it's like, we need to start describing it. Our characters have unifying
But you could do temporary
symbols.
tattoos, right? Like,
You
in
can do
today's day and
tattoos.
age?
Yeah, whatever you do, you need to think of something that is the recognition for your characters when you go interact with other players, so they know who they're messing with. Right.
Okay.
And people gave me a hard time about it, because they, in their minds, I was either talking, oh yeah, let's be superheroes and we're the S, right? Or they thought it was this silly thing where it's like, you want us to spend money matching jackets, right? But these were the same people who'd watch Sons of Anarchy and thought that just playing the Sons of Anarchy was cool, and they'd be like, I'm going to get me a Sons of Anarchy jacket. Well, one, why would I want to get a jacket of somebody else's property when I could make something that is unique to myself?
Right.
Right?
Fair.
And two, what's wrong with a sense of belonging? Everybody wants to be the iconoclast, the individual, literally
Usually,
the snowflake.
Usually when it comes to criminal outfits, the problem with belonging is, you're a bunch of fucking criminals.
Right, but,
obviously, I'm not throwing stones at that life. You know me.
Right, but what I'm talking about is that when we extrapolate it out, you don't have to be a criminal to be like, we're a group. Look at us. This is our identity.
Oh,
right?
I mean, to have that identity, you kind of do need to be a criminal. I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
You can be a vagabond.
Throw in here real quick. Von Klaus commented over on Twitter, always start a new patch and button jacket.
Always start a new patch and button jacket. All right.
Yes.
All right. As long as.
But I'm just saying at broad, why are people so not it's not anti-collectivist, but why are they against the idea of having shared identity? Because the thing is that, yeah, sure, metalheads love to get into their slap fights about who is more metals than others, right?
Punk. Well, that's every genre of music, rock, punk, right. All of it.
But at the same time, they're all reasonably unified in the idea that it's like, no, we're also all metalheads. If you have the jacket and you have the buttons, even if you haven't been to the same places, everybody's like, hey, you're one of the dudes. You've been to the thing.
Yeah, you crawl the scene. I understand.
Yeah.
So okay, but now that we've gotten this far,
that's somehow seen as negative. Somehow that's like seen as a bad. I don't know why.
Well, mainly.
I mean,
well, I'll wrap this up real quick, Ayrton. Just let me.
Okay.
okay.
Usually, when you have a collectivist outfit, it scares people because if you're not part of that collectivism, it makes for a daunting task to get into those groups. So typically, people just process that as fear, and that's why when it comes to naming groups, you can think of people like the Hells Angels, but you don't think of like a choir group in the same sense, even though the same rules apply to, being in the choir and whatnot.
Well, oddly enough, because we're moving on to other subjects, and this is one of the subjects in the podcast tonight, I think the problem is corporatism. And while there are several obvious examples, the one that is most prominent in my mind is Midway Games and Mortal Kombat. Because they were one of the big companies to jump right on the bandwagon and be like, here's your Midway shirt, here's your Midway jacket, here's your Midway glasses. The more of this merch you buy, the more elite fan you are. And when you go to the arcade to drop your coin pennies into a machine that you've been spending all day at, 12 hours a day, and preventing all the losers from playing, you can show how much of an elite fanboy you are. And it's like, yeah, but that kid was always an asshole.
We'll hold on that because we're still on Monster MD.
Sure.
So now that we've gotten that far off track, back to it. Ayrton and I both received Monster MD. I don't believe Rune backed the project. I don't think Coyote did either. But are you familiar with Monster MD, Coyote? Are you familiar with this? Can we give you the elevator pitch?
Give me the elevator pitch. So I am oddly familiar with most things because when you're blind, all you have to do is sit and listen to everything around you.
Yeah.
So.
Monster.
Coyote is not. Just for clarity, Coyote is not like born blind. Anybody? He is technical blind because of health issues.
Macular degeneration.
He might get his vision.
Okay.
No, let's get that. Macular degeneration is one of those things. Vision does not come back. Once it's gone, the most you can do is keep it at its current level.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You're not blind. You're just reduced vision.
I'm never going to get to talk about this comic.
Nope. Forever, ever. Unless it's about blind people, I guess. That would be an interesting comic.
Monster MD. Elevator pitch. You have a doctor that basically works on monsters and his invisible assistant, Heidi O'Hyde.
It's my favorite fucking part of this book.
Now,
oddly makes sense. What's the setting?
Huh?
The setting. Modern day times and fantasy.
Yeah, it's modern day. They've got electrical shit. They've got harpoons, werewolves, golems, vampires, all kind of shit. Literally a shit harpoon in this book. I was happy to see that. It made me giggle like a little boy because poop jokes.
Yes.
There is a lewd pinup of Heidi included with the book, and that is phenomenal. Well, I don't know if it's printed in the book. But anyway, go ahead. What?
Did you die?
Rune died. So
no.
this book came close to $100,000. It's still in demand. So if you want to get it before we spoil the shit out of it, go do that right now. Right now, it's actually at the amazing number of 96,969. So it's 269s in there, giggity. But it's almost at 100,000. Little over $3,000 to get there. So go back the book. It's really great. I would say it's what? How many? 144 pages? Something
like that.
Yeah.
For the main story, or are you including the Heidi's tale in the back?
I'm not sure. I think it's just 144 pages for Monster MD, and then you get the additional at the end with Heidi. But I mean, it's a good chunk of story.
Looking at it, that looks about right.
It's a good chunk of story, and one thing that I do like about it is it's not written like a trade. even though like it's not broken up into individual issues. There aren't clear stopping points where issues should be.
Yeah.
It's written as just a start to finish, cover to cover story. Not a lot of Brian Michael Bendis levels of dialogue either. Great storytelling in the book that's just done with the art and done with the paneling. The art does occasionally get a little confusing when there isn't a lot. When there isn't a lot of description, like it takes a little while. Like there's a sequence where he's just working through a number of cases, like back to back to back to back, and that's a little bit hard to keep up with before you realize what's going on after the second or third sequence.
Yeah, which I think is that the bit with the succubus, because that was definitely one of my favorite parts.
I think so, and it got intercut with the vampire that kept wanting his blood, like
his blood fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
so I'm gonna tap in here, see if I'm better. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you now.
Yeah. Discord is being a Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, wouldn't the Heidi pinup be her invisible and therefore there's nothing to see?
But she's in very expensive lingerie.
So it's like that invisible girl from My Hero Academia. Got it.
Leroy in the chat liked the party, said it was like a movie montage. Yeah, I'm not saying it was bad. I just said it was a little confusing sometimes.
Montage.
I'm not saying that it was.
It takes you a second to kind of like get into the rhythm of how the montage is laid out, like visually, as you're going through it.
All in all, as a finished product, I really enjoyed it. It gave me old school Scooby Doo vibes. With
I had way too much fun reading this.
Yeah, and again, it had like little fun nods to just having a good time. Like you could tell Von Klaus was having a good time writing this. Like, it didn't feel it didn't feel stiff.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It didn't feel like forced or pushed.
Like there's literally a part with a shit syringed harpoon. What do you? If that's not fun, then you're just this book isn't.
You're dead. You're dead inside.
Yeah, this book isn't going to do it for you if you don't enjoy that. But there's also some seriousness to it. There is a main antagonist in the story. It's kind of a come from behind. It surprised me, honest to God. Like it I did not see the ending, like the reveal for the final villain coming.
Yeah, I didn't either, actually. Normally I'm pretty good at picking up on that kind of shit.
Yeah. So also one other minor point of contention with the story. I don't understand exactly what his hand ability is. Like, I get what he did with it, but I don't understand how he did it, like what the explanation for the hand thing was, but you'll have to read it. It was done well. I would like a little clarification for that on issue 2 if we're making requests.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but at the same time, I think the way the story's presented and written, you just kind of accept, like pretty quick on, that this is just kind of the world and weird thing and random shit happens.
Well, I mean, once you've accepted that there is like Heidi's introduced in a pen. I think it's on the Indiegogo campaign. Let me pull it up here.
It's like the first page, isn't it?
I mean, once you've accepted Jesus Christ into your life.
Correct.
All right. Here's a sequence where you're introduced to Heidi. Dr. Black is going to light a cigarette, and she comes up invisible, takes it out of his hand, and takes a drag off of it. And all you see is like the smoke fill up her lungs. So,
and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and then she puts on a pair of glasses, and that's all you see is just the glasses and smoky lungs. There are other bits where the only way you can see her is with UV light and whatnot, and she's a looker. But and that's my other favorite part about this is like it's played completely straight. Like there's no breaking of the fourth wall. There's no Deadpool silliness. Like there's silly points, but it's not played like silly.
It's funny, but it's not it's funny, but it's not self-referential.
Well, it's self-referential in certain spots, but it's not like obnoxious. If that makes sense.
It's not self-referential every 5 minutes where they keep lampshading. Hey, did you see that joke we made?
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's silly in the point that
you remember that scene? Oh, look, here's another scene.
It's silly in the point that this entire world is ridiculous and that everybody takes it so seriously. I think is the best way of describing it.
Mm.
Like
Also,
it just kind of makes you chuckle to yourself, like how seriously the characters are taking all of this ridiculous shit.
Well, it's like
Dr.
I was
Black, like Dr. Black hits on an invisible chick and like calls her hot. Like it's a ridiculous situation that's played entirely straight. But that's
I might be an idiot.
Comes out of it.
I said I might be an idiot. I think in the sketchbook there is an explanation of Dr. Black's arm, and I just haven't gotten there yet. So,
I was talking about a given film that is very popular recently, and I think it falls into the same broad spectrum of what we were just discussing, because in my opinion, a lot of it is, hey kids, do you remember video games? Do you like this video game? Do you like this other video game? What about this video game?
When they got this conversation,
and it's
are you talking about Pixels?
No, I'm talking about Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh.
Hey kids, do you spend time on the internet?
Right. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, that might be vaguely funny sometimes.
Have you been on the dark web?
Greetings, fellow children. Would you like to play and or watch a film and or TV, movie, book, or other interests? And that's the thing, is it's like, it might be cute once, but I don't think it actually has staying power and gets kind of annoying after a while. That's why I don't read Deadpool.
Well, all in all, as a
feel
story,
free to say that I'm wrong. I understand it.
No,
I
mean,
Deadpool
honestly,
can be very, very irritating.
I'll say it like this: Deadpool has a couple of really great comic lines that span multiple comics, either in other comic books or as his own line. However, all of Deadpool cannot be graded equally because some of it does get repetitive.
Yes. Honestly, I think some of the best Deadpool you'll ever read is Marvel Zombies Deadpool, when it's Headpool. But that's just me.
Or Deadpool Kills.
Real quick.
I like the bit where he goes and
I was always the Deadpool stuff.
Let's table the Deadpool conversation real quick, because again, I think we're getting a little too far off base, but we'll come back to it. Ayrton,
We can play pool later.
What's your final thoughts on Monster MD? What were your thoughts on it in general? You've been kind of quiet.
Oh,
maybe not your final thoughts,
general,
but what were your thoughts in general?
In general, it was a fun comic. It reminded me of, when I was a kid first reading comics. It was weird, it was fun, it was goofy. The art's fantastic. Of course, the lettering.
Eric Weathers.
So it's it's always going to be good if he does it. But overall, it's a great read.
Yeah.
If you haven't backed it and you have the spare cash, go grab it on Indie because you will have a fun time reading it.
Now, one thing that I will say that we did touch on, you said the lettering. The lettering, absolutely phenomenal. At no point in time was I, and it's like you said, he letters everything, but he's so damn good at it.
It really is.
So again, hats off. While this project and fair is fair, This project was late, but it did fully deliver. It delivered everything that it promised, and it wasn't Rob Liefeld late, so I can kind of give it that pass. I look forward to whatever Von Klaus puts out next. I mean, all in
It
all,
wasn't Rob Lightfield.
right. I really think that that this series has some staying power. I'd like to read more Monster MD. That's one of the few things that I can't say. Like a lot of crowdfunded books, I get it, and I'm like, this is great. And with the exception of some stuff like Doug Tenaple, where more is coming, sometimes it's just like, I could take more of this, or I could leave it. This is okay to end where it's at. I definitely want to see how far Monster MD can go. I want to see how far, Wyatt Black and Heidi can do. I want to see what kind of ideas he has for different monsters, what kind of mythologies we break into. I mean, there's infinite potential, and it's so much fun with the art style and the writing style, even if it does have those serious moments. I can't say enough good things about this project. Like I said, there are a few issues in the story where you might get a little bit lost in the art, but it picks right back up. I'll find out later, and if I did miss the explanation on the arm power thing, then my bad. If not, put it in the second book. I want to know. All in all, everything great quality. The book is fantastically made. I don't know if we touched on that.
Can we talk about the cover?
Yeah.
Like the cover's gorgeous. I love it's like a matte backing, and then the title and Dr. Black and Heidi are in this nice like gloss finish. It just looks so good.
100% agree. The quality of the book is well made. The page, like the paper for the pages, is really good. It's not just thrown together. I really don't have a lot of complaints about this.
No,
all in all, I would say this would be, if we're going out of 5 or out of 10.
I don't know.
Let's go out of 5, because I give it a 4 out of 5 all day, every day.
I give it a 4.5.
Okay,
solid.
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5 all day, every day, and with room for improvement. I look forward to what comes next, and I will definitely be keeping my eye on Von Klaus for what he pulls out next. I want my goddamn my gun book, Von. Write the gun book. I'm a sucker for a gun book. Anyway, final thoughts. If you can afford it and you want it, back Monster MD. Get it to 100,000. If you don't like anything that we've just said, back Monster MD anyway, because we're idiots and we probably don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, that crossover book is common knowledge, right? Like that's public. Yeah. So if you liked Monster MD versus what is it, Samurai Sasquatch?
Shinobi Sasquatch.
Shinobi Sasquatch.
You only got that if you backed either this book or Shinobi Sasquatch.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like if you back Shinobi Sasquatch and you liked their crossover,
yeah, you can still get it.
And check this out.
Yeah, you can still get it.
Yeah.
But all in all, yeah, I love the book. I look forward to the next one. Now we can continue talking about Deadpool.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought we were going to talk about Mortal Kombat, but no, let's talk about Deadpool, I guess.
Well, I like to get to things in the way they were brought up so that they don't get left on the table at the end of the show.
No.
So, Deadpool. Breaking the
Deadpool
fourth wall.
sounds like biggest problems in the multiverse problem.
He kind of is. I think the Deadpool conundrum is one of the biggest problems in the multiverse more than anything. Where you have to have shit like Gwenpool now, where Spider-Man occasionally has to act like Deadpool, where people look at Deadpool and they just go, "Oh, well, this is just the way it should be now." No, it shouldn't.
Let me put out a qualifier here that I don't actually blame Deadpool for Gwenpool or indeed any of the Deadpool alikes. Okay? I dislike Deadpool just because it's not my kind of comedy. But as a character, Deadpool's fine as existent, right? The problem is not only do you have rabid fanboy, where if you don't like it, you must be the worst kind of fan,
Right.
because those people are always terrible.
Or they're always at the cons dressed as Deadpool, just being dickheads to everybody, not actually being funny.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have the corporate angle. I hate Gwenpool. I hate Gwenpool's very existence. Not only because it's just girl Deadpool in pink. Oh yay, right? But this is the most corporate, most shallow character concept. We brought back Gwen Stacy from the dead after decades of being dead, and everybody liked it. And we made Spider-Gwen, because what if Gwen Stacy was a Spider-Woman and was existent with Spider-Man, and everybody apparently liked it? How else can we capitalize on this in a hollow fiscal gesture? I know. Let's combine Deadpool, what everyone likes, with Gwen Stacy, and make a character that's twice as annoying and half as interesting.
I'd say a third is interesting. You're being too generous, Rune.
I am generous, but I'm just saying, even if the comic is fun, and fun is fine, I actually do not want people to believe that I'm anti-fun.
Oh, you so are.
Oh, I'm not. I love fun. But I want good fun. I want honest fun. I don't want cheap bullshit fun that, basically insults my intelligence.
Well, okay, after the show, I'm going to give you this girl's number, and you can see that, cheap, basic fun, can still be fun.
Oh, okay. I mean, do you have the Discover card for that?
Don't worry about it. First time's free.
Well, I was on a podcast. I was on a podcast with Glacier Mountain Comics today, and we had a young gentleman who kept talking about his crack pack. So, if you plan to pay for this young woman with drugs, don't let me know.
Boats and hoes, baby. Boats and hoes.
Oh, I was making the argument that clearly in the future, the big two are just going to stop paying artists and authors entirely, and instead barter their services for drugs. Because it's cheaper.
I'm surprised they're not doing that already.
They haven't figured out how to get away with it legally yet.
Corporate headquarters to Oregon?
Well, maybe. I mean, we did actually the study of psychedelics. So psychedelics.
Did somebody say psychedelics?
Far away. Yeah, we. What was it? This past election cycle, there was something on the bill that said we wish to now study psychotropics like LSD, mushrooms, stuff like that, because they have found that under certain pretenses, in certain dosages, it really does help people with PTSD reset their brain. So maybe another 5 years, and yeah, you can go into a shop and pick up your legal LSD or legal psychotropic and take a hit and be fine for 6 months.
Well, I mean, there's also the religious element to it. Certain groups use psilocybin and other hallucinogens for altered states of consciousness, and technically, you can't infringe their religious beliefs. So,
psilocybin is the word you're looking for.
Look, I have a slight lisp, and I'm going to mispronounce words to my content, and you just got to live with it. You oppressive male shitlord! How dare you presume my linguistic capacity?
How long have you been doing this show with us?
I mean, that's not the point. I know you're a shitlord. That doesn't mean I'm not going to accuse you of it. I have the disability. That means I have the privileges. I get to be a jackass. This is what I was told.
You make a good point. I can't really argue that one.
While we were talking about the idea that they could pay their employees with drugs, we have to admit that there have been some really good novels that are classic novels written while the author was on a drug or another.
Oh yeah, I'll admit it. It is a true. Sometimes, David, the little true more important
I just need to interject here and say that my wife is a troll. She just came in to let me know that you can buy Galactic Rodents of Mayhem merch. And I was like, I'm aware, but you know what you can't do? You can't read the fucking book that you backed almost 2 years ago.
Did she look at you and say, you know what you can't do? You can't have dinner because I'm not making it.
No, I bought a grill today. I'll grill my own dinner if I have to.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What kind of grill? Like the full package grill, or like the little portable grill you can take?
No. It's a pretty stationary one. It's got wheels and shit, but yeah, it's a barrel offset smoker grill combo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I should theoretically be able to smoke chicken wings in this bitch.
Theoretically.
Everyone, welcome to Grill Stream.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Welcome to the Grill Stream. I'm just gonna completely rebrand the entire show, knock off all the Kill Stream logos and everything, and just call it Grill Stream.
It's just you standing there in an apron that says "Kiss the Chef."
No, it's just gonna be an apron that just says, "I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay," and I'm gonna rant about the government while I cook burgers.
And argue about wood chips versus charcoal versus propane next week with us.
Charcoal and wood chips, no propane. Fuck you, Hank Hill.
At which point Hank Hill quietly asks you to leave.
You politely ask those people to leave. What if they want their steak well done? You tell them to leave.
The sad fact of the matter is, Church, is I am one of those people.
I mean, I got some leather in the closet if you want to eat that.
No. Let's be clear here.
I have my old patch leather jacket.
Here's the thing. There's a difference. There's a difference between having your own meat that you cook over your own fire and you observe, okay, and you know right when it's right where you want it, okay, and trusting in someone who's getting less than minimum wage and lives for tips, that they will be able to enumerate to a chef who is overworked and underappreciated just what you want in your, medium rare.
Yeah, that's just a cynical way to look at it.
Honestly, it's much safer.
Is your own grill? No, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Quite frankly, if I'm eating out, I find it way safer to say, "Well done, erring on the side of charcoal."
Well,
I'm a carbon-based life form. I can eat carbon.
Well, just tell them medium.
We're the
then.
exact opposite.
Yeah,
I like my steaks so rare that I don't order anything like that out.
Yeah, when Ayrton
cook it too much.
Oh yeah, when Ayrton orders a steak somewhere, he's just like, yeah, just knock the horns off of it, put it on the plate, run it through a warm room, and bring it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how my dad ate their steaks.
Put a little salt on it.
What kind?
Would you actively order? No, because back home it's called a blue steak when it's like that. That's actually a term for when you order food like that. Because you have your rare steaks and then you have your blue steaks, which are quite literally just barely warmed and served to you.
Yeah, that's tartare basically.
Yeah, just get that bitch to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I prefer medium, but that's just always been a me. I'm medium rare person. And if I order medium, I can eat medium a little past medium, and I can eat medium rare, and I'm perfectly comfortable either way.
I like it when about I like it when about a third of the overall thickness is still pink on the inside. That's medium rare to me. Yeah, it's just brown on the outside, but you start to cut into it, and you still see that pink at about a third way through it, all the way down the middle. But I don't do burgers that way. Burgers I eat medium. Anything
burgers,
chicken.
I do medium rare.
Now,
okay, so we actually agree in some fashion that it's not the question of what is or is not medium. It is what's the cut, because you need to treat meats in different ways.
Well, yeah,
depending on what the meat is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a strip versus a fillet is going to be totally different.
Look, I I always think it's pretentious when a restaurant asks me how I want my burger prepared, because I think the same way that you do, Rune. But at the same time, like I
Yeah.
do think it's a little bit cynical to not think that. Like, I get it if it's a local diner or some shit, but if you're going to like a
Yeah.
steakhouse where like a Ruth
Oh
Chris,
no, as a steakhouse, I fully expect them to be qualified in what they do.
right? Like if you're going
That
some
makes sense.
that, then we can agree on that, because I don't expect some Tom, Dick, or Harry at a fast food joint here to cook a steak. I would never order a steak at one of those establishments. Oh, Charlie's, fuck that. But if I'm going out to a
McDonald's
steakhouse
asked for my burger medium rare now.
right, yeah. I don't think they can humanly pull that off, Ayrton. I don't think there's enough meat in those burgers to do that. But
I'm gonna try it.
But here's the thing: like, if I'm going to a steakhouse and I'm dropping a fucking hundo on a piece of meat, then I expect that piece of meat to be cooked to my specifications.
No, my specific thing is, because again, Joe is poor. Joe has the poor man experience. It's like when we talk about going out to the local diner, right? For me, that local diner is high end. That's an accomplishment because it's a sit down restaurant. It's not fast food you're bringing home, right?
I'm not saying that there are certain things that you can't enjoy at those places. Best Philly cheesesteak I ever had was $8.
Right. And, I mean, I've been to fancier places, but generally they're like King's Table, where it's a big salad bar, and you just go down and you get whatever they got.
See, the salad bar is a fucking trap. See, I learned that because we have a couple of buffets around here. The salad bar is a fucking trap. You go to a buffet, eat salad last. Yeah. You hit the protein. You hit the proteins first. Goddamn, proteins and desserts are a priority.
I'm totally talking about a buffet, not just the salad bar. But my point is that by and large, if I go to a place, I'm probably not getting a steak. But if I do get a steak, I want to be sure of the place. If I'm going to a steakhouse, that's where you go and you get steak.
Yeah.
And they damn well better cook it right. Otherwise, there's going to be a
sometimes the
buffet in that house.
Sometimes the buffet will have a carvery station where you can go and you can get a chunk of beef or something like that. But the great thing about those is,
there was such a place in my area once upon a time.
And the great thing about those carvery stations is that they have a set way that they cook the meat every time, and that's just how they do it there. Usually it's medium. It's cooked all the way through. There's no pink, no red, and it is still somewhat tender, and it still has some kind of flavor. Sometimes they can be a little chewy, and sometimes you get a nice little cut of tendon. But you just go back for another piece. I learned all about buffets from my late grandfather. He was the one that expressed the art of the buffet to me. He's like, you got to hit the protein, because I would go in there and I'd eat 2 plates of salad and be like, okay, I'm done. And he'd be like, I didn't just pay $20 for you to eat 2 plates of salad.
Oddly enough, if I was to speak of things I learned as a child about how to eat, I learned how to eat eggs at a restaurant from my father.
Oh man, that's brave. That's braver than I'll do. I don't do eggs at a restaurant. Maybe IHOP.
Obviously, you just eat them, but no. My dad would get the same thing if you went to a place like IHOP or what have you. Sunny side up.
Mm-hmm. I do over easy, but that's just depends off
strips of bacon, hash browns.
Mm-hmm.
Mix all that shit together with hot sauce.
Yes.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Eat it as one thing.
And if they have a lunch menu, typically you can con them out of a tortilla and make a breakfast burrito out of all that.
I mean, if you insist, I'm actually not a fan of breakfast burritos, but that's not a cobbled together your own breakfast burrito. That's usually like when somebody's like, "Do you want this burrito? It has egg, potato, and cheese in it," and we added a bunch of Mexican flavors as well. It's like, but those don't go together.
No. The only way you can salvage egg, potato, and cheese in a burrito is by smothering it in sausage gravy. That's a breakfast burrito. Yep, that's a breakfast burrito.
What about cheese? Can't you smother it with cheese?
With what?
More cheese, I think.
Yeah, you have cheese in there, but you smother the thing and instead of salsa and sausage gravy, and then it's a true breakfast burrito for a fat ass. But you start putting salsa on breakfast foods, and that just ensures that you have gas for the rest of the day. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that in their life.
Yeah, the cheese and the gravy will stop you up for the day.
Right. Make sure you can get shit done.
Yeah.
Life lessons for all you listeners out there. I wonder, and I wonder why we have no viewers, because this is where we go. This is where we go. Nobody wants to hear this shit, but I don't care. This is what I want to talk about.
Let's be honest for a minute, okay? You have to be either extremely dedicated or extremely narrow of focus to be just a comic show, okay? The same things all fit roughly in the same nerd niche.
Yeah.
Games, music, comics, movies, pop culture. We're a pop culture podcast.
So going back to Deadpool, what do you guys think of chimichangas since we were talking about breakfast burritos?
Oh, no. Speaking of which, my wife, the troll, she got me the Marvel Lucha series, Deadpool. And his name is in Spanish, and it's El Chimichanga de la Muerte. The Chimichanga of Death is his wrestling name.
Sounds about right.
I actually kind of like that.
In matter of point, I had never had a chimichanga, and the entire reason I tried one
was
is I ended up
Deadpool?
seeing. Yeah, I happened to see some out of context panels of a Deadpool. Where he was like chanting chimichanga to himself, and he really wanted a chimichanga. And as much as I dislike Deadpool, I was like, I have never had a chimichanga. I should fix this. So I tried one, and I was like, yeah, they're okay.
This actually sparked a memory for me. I don't know how many of you guys remember it, but God, probably about 7-8 years ago, Doom Patrol tried to reboot itself. And a new Doom Patrol comic came out, and number 1, I think it made it like 6 issues before it just kind of got stopped. It was under the the teen imprint for DC. I can't remember what it was at the time, but it had a sticker cover. You guys remember sticker covers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you had to peel off to figure out what was underneath the sticker. And it was just an all-white cover with a taco sticker on it. But you peeled the taco off, and it was a galaxy in the shape of a taco on an all-white field. And I just looked at that, and I was like, how desperate is DC to capture that Deadpool audience that they're making taco jokes on the cover of a fucking Doom Patrol comic?
Well, I was on a podcast with Dario today. And I now know, I am now learned of Danny the Street.
Yeah, Danny the Street's fucking amazing. And,
there's a thing about Danny that I need you to explain to me that I'm not sure I'm okay with.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is Danny gay?
He's none. He's, he has no gender.
No, apparently DC in their guide to DC character book expressly states that Danny the Street is homosexual somehow.
Well, it's here's the thing: it's been altered over time. Maybe his most recent iteration is a gay man, but he didn't have he literally didn't have pronouns when Danny the Street was first introduced.
Right, because he's a street.
Right, but he was also very effeminate, even though everyone assumed that it was a masculine street. No, I mean, it's one of those things that I look at in the Doom Patrol TV show, and a lot of people were like, this is just, for the LGBTQ crowd. And I'm like, there are plenty of things in this show that are just for the LGBTQ crowd, but Danny the Street isn't one of them. Like, that's just how he was written. When he was created,
my thing was the intimation that Danny the Street is not just homosexual, that he has somehow had successful sexual interactions. And my brain was like, wait a minute, this is DC. DC is the company that asserts that masturbation does not exist in the DC universe.
But
How
Danny the
exactly
Street was
does
Vertigo.
a street... No, that's the thing. Neil Gaiman was writing Morpheus, right,
Mhm.
Sandman,
Yeah.
and wanted to make a reference to masturbation, and was told from on high that masturbation does not exist in this imprint.
Different times, but
And Vertigo owns DC. That's what I'm getting at, though. Is like, so how
DC owns
exactly?
Vertigo,
Like, does
but
a
yeah.
gay man wander onto Danny and then like rub himself up against street lamps until something happens?
Well,
It's just...
no,
Say that is actually
Yes.
I feel like
different.
I could be wrong, but I feel like Danny can manifest theirself in a humanoid form.
Possibly. I mean,
He-
well, actually, yes, he can, because he can make facsimiles, because he's now a world after
Right.
having been a brick
right, and an ambulance.
and an ambulance,
Danny,
the Danbulance.
Weird. I
I like the character.
No, I'm not. I'm not criticizing people for liking it. I'm not even criticizing it for existing. Because
No,
within the context of Doom Patrol, it makes perfect sense. I'm just saying, why is he gay? He's a street.
Why
Like
not?
I said, exactly. I see him as a non-specific, humanoid entity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I mean, maybe whoever was editing that particular blog sphere wanted the virtue points, but
Probably.
whatever. It doesn't
I mean,
bother
we
me.
can be as cynical as we want.
I've discovered in my infinite wisdom that not giving a shit about these people is a lot easier than caring and getting outraged by them. And they tend to go away when you don't give a shit about their stupid opinions and just ignore them.
well, to me, it's not frustration or caring. It's just weird, like confusing almost. You know?
No,
Yeah.
I get you.
But anyway, Danny the Street. I'm glad that got brought up. We don't talk about Danny the Street often enough.
We really don't.
That was one of our early topics. I introduced Ayrton to the concept of Danny the Street. Yeah, all of the weird shit that Ayrton knows about comic books is because of me, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Which actually, that might be a good segue into the little surprise I have here for you.
Oh, Ayrton apparently has a surprise for me.
I mean, Ayrton.
Yeah.
We all know you have a little surprise, but we're not your girlfriends.
Oh, just you wait.
He'll send you his dick pic.
Rune's seen it.
Okay.
It scarred me.
Anyway,
Really.
so for some reason, because my brain works to try and annoy you on the show, Church, I have found a trivia quiz of Marvel's Secret Wars.
Okay.
So it's 20 questions, and we're gonna see how much you actually know about Secret
Oh,
Wars
boy.
off the top of your head.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for this.
All right. So, question 1.
Mhm.
On page 1 of issue 1, one of the amassed heroes has the distinction of speaking the first line of the series, who expressed awe by saying, quote, "Oh my stars." Was that Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Beast, or Tigra?
That'd be Beast.
Okay.
No, don't just move on. Did I get it right?
I don't know yet. You
Okay.
get all the questions, and I'll tell you
Okay.
at the end.
All right. Yeah, Beast. All right, we're with Beast.
Okay. Question 2. An infinitely powerful, other-dimensional being called the Beyonder took it upon himself to bring numerous heroes and villains to a patchwork planet, blah, 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 blah. Interestingly, grouped with the heroes upon their initial arrival was one person generally considered to be a villain back on Earth. Who was it?
Magneto.
The options are Doctor Doom, Magneto, Kang, and
The answer is Magneto.
Okay.
Continue. This is fun.
All right. Approximately 20 heroes were dragged into the Secret Wars by the Beyonder, meaning that quite a few heroes were left behind back on Earth. Which of the following people was not left behind on Earth and participated in the Secret Wars? Kitty
Okay.
Pryde, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, or Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
Okay. Let's see. When the Beyonder decided to drag people and resources to his, quote, battle world and engage in a secret war, he didn't limit himself to superheroes. He also transported an entire Earth suburb and all of its civilian inhabitants across the galaxy. Said suburb was yanked from the outskirts of which American city?
Denver,
Atlanta,
Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. Okay. He's answering these fucking quick.
I'm just gonna say, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna whip out Maxim and do a what guys want survey.
They want secret wars trivia. That's what they want. I got a stiffy over here. I'm fucking hard as hell.
Oh God, no.
Let's see. In issue 3, a battle occurred that annoyed X-Men fans everywhere. The entire team of mutants was beaten by a single person in rather short order. Who was it? The Hulk, Spider-Man, Captain America, or Iron Man?
Give me that one again.
In issue number 3, a battle occurred that annoyed X-Men fans everywhere. The entire team of mutants was beaten by a single person in rather short order.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm getting another can, but go ahead and read the question.
All right. Speaking of the X-Men, one character had the misfortune of losing an arm after a vicious swipe of Wolverine's claws in issue 7. Who was it? Ultron, Absorbing Man, Doctor Doom, or the Lizard?
Absorbing Man, and later on in the comic, he held the arm that was still made of rock up to himself and turned back into a human, and much to his astonishment, his arm reattached. Continue.
Okay. Let's see.
Bonus point.
The X-Men Colossus, during his stay on Battleworld, fell deeply in love with an alien woman named something. Which of the following
Zashi. Her name was Zashi.
Okay. Which of the following statements about
who was a healer
is not true?
Okay, go ahead. She was the healer in the alien town that the good guys fell back to when they were defeated. Go ahead, Ayrton.
Okay, so which of the following statements is not true? That she loves Captain America, not Colossus. She's a healer. She speaks virtually no English. She
doesn't love Captain America, not Colossus. She had a thing with Johnny Storm. She didn't love Captain America. He never was injured.
Okay.
So her healing power didn't make him fall in love with her like it did Johnny Storm and Colossus. Next question.
Well, no.
The answer is it wasn't Captain America. That's the one that's not true.
No, that's not the.
It's a multiple choice. You have to indicate which bubble.
No, the first one, the one where she loved Captain America, not Colossus.
Oh.
She never loved Captain America. She loved Johnny Storm.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 10 of the miniseries 12 issues were penciled by Mike Zack, who had by then made a name for himself by drawing Captain America and the Punisher. Who penciled the 2 issues that Zack did not? Bob Layton, Al Milgrom, John Romita, or Mike Grunwald?
Bob Layton.
Okay. Let's see. A number of characters made their first.
I know it wasn't Romita. That's the only one I'm unsure on, but I know it wasn't Romita, so I'm going to say Layton.
Okay. A number of characters made their first appearance in Secret Wars. Who was not one of them? Volcana, Molecule Man, wow. Titiana, or Spider-Woman 2?
Titania, fuck you. And Molecule Man was a pre-existing character, so that's my answer. Molecule Man.
Okay. Yeah, but I like saying Titana.
Yeah, no, we know why you like saying tits.
Titania, but okay.
see, a number of romances started up during the 12 issues of Secret Wars. Which characters did not hook up on Battleworld? Molecule Man and Volcana, Thor and the Enchantress, Magneto and Wasp, or all of these couples began romances?
Magneto and the Wasp didn't begin a romance. Neither did. Wait, read the last option to me. No, all of them didn't start a romance. Technically, Thor and Enchantress didn't start a romance either. So,
Wasp actually
What's-
had the weirdest romance.
Yeah,
It's not
what's the-
romance.
what's the question again? Give me the full question context again, because I don't think I understand it.
A number of romances started up during the 12 issues of Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Which two characters did not hook up on Battleworld?
I mean, technically, Thor and Enchantress didn't hook up, quote unquote. Neither, but I mean, I guess you could kind of say that they did because I think they were like almost drawn to kiss or some shit. Wasp kind of double crossed Magneto after she waited out the storm with him. I don't think they hooked up. But
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
no,
hook
that's
up
my
is
final
in
answer.
quotes.
that's my final
No,
answer.
the thing is, just
Go
a clarifier here. Actually, no, the thing is that Wasp's near romance was with the lizard because she was nice to him, and the lizard thought that they were a thing.
The last ones they all had romances.
Yeah.
That was the last. Go with that one because I think that's the answer that they want.
It's okay.
Because the thing is two of them didn't quite hook up, quote unquote, but there was romantic feelings and go ahead.
Okay.
If I get that one wrong, I'm not ashamed of it.
All right. Let's see. Dr. Doom accomplished the impossible and vanquished the Beyonder, stealing his almost infinite power. The
Mhm.
Beyonder, however, was not dead, as Doom
Yeah.
believed. His essence moved about like a spirit, possessing several characters until he could surprise Doom and reclaim his power.
Mhm.
Which character was the Beyonder inhabiting when he finally reclaimed power from Doom? Claw, Hulk, Spider-Woman, or Kang?
Hulk. Or no, not Hulk. I'm sorry. Claw.
Okay. Let's see. Several characters came home from Secret Wars in uniforms that were different from the ones they were accustomed to wearing. Which character returned to Earth in exactly the same outfit he/she was known to wear before Secret Wars? Spider-Man, She-Hulk, Iron Man, Cyclops.
Cyclops.
After Secret Wars ended, Spider-Man returned to Earth in Central Park alongside Dr. Octopus. True or false?
False.
Okay. At the end of Secret Wars, most of the heroes returned to Earth. In Central Park, New York City, the X-Men, however, did not. They found themselves back on Earth. Where were they? Japan, the Danger Room, the Savage Land, or Hollywood?
The Danger Room.
Okay. Believe it or not, at the end of issue...
shit. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, do you want to change it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Believe it or not, at the end of issue 11, all of the heroes died. The Beyonder-powered Dr. Doom, however, resurrected all of them in the very next issue. That wasn't the first time in the series that characters had died, only to be brought back to life later. Which character did not die and then come back to life from the land of the dead, excluding the group killed in the explosion at the end of issue 11? They all died and came back. Kang, She-Hulk, or Wasp?
She-Hulk.
Okay. Dr. Doom was a major player in the miniseries, but there was a slight continuity problem. Doom had been killed in Fantastic Four number 260, which was released months before Secret Wars number 1 hit the stands. Secret Wars writer Jim Shooter included Doom in the miniseries anyway, leaving it to other writers to explain how he got there. what would end up being the explanation for Doom's presence on Battleworld?
Doombot.
It's the Doctor Doom on Battleworld was actually one of Doom's androids. The Doom on Battleworld was actually Doom's ward, Kristoff. The Beyonder had plucked Doom from the future, or the Beyonder had plucked Doom from the past.
Beyonder plucked Doom from the past.
Always a Doombot. No, it's always a Doombot.
It wasn't a Doombot on Battleworld. A Doombot wouldn't have had the ambition
Really?
to do all that shit.
That is surprising. No, not that it was a Doombot on Battleworld. The Doombot died in the previous comic.
Is that what the option said?
No, it said the Doctor Doom on Battleworld was actually one of Doom's androids.
Okay, yeah.
It plugged Doom from the past.
Okay. Many Marvel Comics characters went through major changes in the early 80s, and some of those changes to the status quo were in place during Secret Wars. Which of the following changes was not in evidence during Secret Wars? Someone other than Tony was wearing the Iron Man armor, the Hulk possessing Bruce Banner's intellect, Professor X could walk, Storm had no access to her weather manipulation powers.
Storm had no access to her weather manipulation powers. That never happened.
Okay. Which of the following characters was a married man when the Secret Wars were taking place? Spider-Man, Cyclops, Hulk,
Reed Richards.
Human Torch.
Oh. Spider-Man, Cyclops. Spider-Man.
Hulk, or... Okay.
I don't think Spider-Man had been married yet.
Oh, no, then it was Hulk, married to Betty Roth, because Smart Hulk was married to Betty Roth.
That sounds better.
Okay. So this one, you're going to actually have to give me the answer to type in here.
Okay.
Exactly one character willingly stayed behind on Battleworld at the end of Secret Wars.
Ben Grimm, the Thing. Ben Grimm, the Thing.
Okay.
One of the best series of the era.
Put the Thing. Put the Thing. I think that's the answer.
It says you can put either.
Okay.
It says superhero name or real name is acceptable.
Ben Grimm.
Okay, and finally, in What If, Volume 2, number 114, writer Jay Faber offered up a story in which the heroes and villains never made it back to Earth at the end of the Secret Wars. 25 years later, Battleworld looked rather different, especially since a number of surprising couples had gotten married and produced children. Which of the following couples did not, in that What If story, wind up siring at least one child in the theoretical Battleworld? Spider-Man and Spider-Woman, Captain America and Rogue, Wolverine and Storm, Wasp and Human Torch.
I have no idea, but I'm going to say Spider-Man and Spider-Woman.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
That question shouldn't count because it's not about Secret Wars. It's about a what-if comic.
Totally organized.
Okay. Well, let's see. Question 1, you got wrong. It was
what?
Captain Marvel said, "Oh my stars."
Oh, okay. Captain Marvel wasn't there. That was Spectrum, but they were calling her Captain Marvel.
Okay. Let's see. The question about which characters did not, quote, hook up on Battleworld. This one says Thor and the Enchantress was the correct answer.
Okay. Well, Wasp didn't hook up with Magneto either, so.
Okay.
Or the Lizard.
Or the Lizard.
Let's see. According to this, it says the X-Men found themselves in Japan, not in the Danger Room.
Okay. That's fair.
Let's see. Which of the following characters was married during the Civil War? The correct answer
Spider-Man?
was Cyclops.
Oh, was it? Was he married to Jean Grey? Okay.
That must have been before Phoenix and Madeline. What's her name?
Pride. Yeah.
But
anyway,
you got the rest. You got the rest of them all right.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's what,
Okay.
4 out of 20? Not bad.
I think that's we missed 2.
Yeah. Because, again, I don't count the 1. That's not bad. I'll take that.
Yeah. No, that was good.
I even got the out of my ass one with Spider-Woman and Spider-Man.
I am now. There are now 3 things I want to do.
Okay.
Sometime we
Right.
need to.
Spider. Go ahead.
Sometime we need to record ourselves playing Cards Against Humanity,
Okay.
because this is the kind of group that is full of shitlordery for that.
Yeah.
2, we need to play a trivia game of some sort.
I mean, could do Marvel and DC trivia. I have both of those.
Yeah, but you would win.
Of course I would.
And because we have Tabletop Simulator, we need to do Super Fight, where it's similar to Cards Against Humanity, but you draw 2 cards in random combinations, and then you have to defend
I know what this is.
which combination versus other combinations would win in a superhero Super Brawl.
Okay.
So it's like option 1 is Bill Cosby riding a T-Rex,
Which
and
wins
option
everything.
and option 2 is Ruth Gator Ginsburg with the Ultimate Nullifier.
So Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Right, but you just said that Bill Cosby on a T-Rex wins everything. So
It does, yeah. You can't nullify that. Ruth's gonna get the old pudding pop. I said what I said.
I think I just described Marvel's next incarnation of Devil Dinosaur.
Oh man, they did that fucking property wrong. Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, I know. When they turned it into Moon Girl, and it was just an obnoxious, like tween.
Pandering, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I don't even care about the fact that they swapped ethnicities and made it a girl. My issue is it's an obnoxious tween. I don't want to read comics about like a precocious 12-year-old. I want to read comics about an awesome dinosaur that rips people's heads off with teeth.
With teeth, not without teeth.
Well, I mean, presumably, what I'm saying is I actually want to see it bite things rather than the classic Devil Dinosaur, where somehow a T-Rex uses classic judo moves to kick things in the face.
Fair.
I know this odd picture of a T-Rex using a kangaroo fighting style, calling it Kangafoo.
So
Who's back on his tail?
I'm assuming Ayrton didn't see Mortal Kombat.
No.
Rune, did you see Mortal Kombat?
No. Coyote is just back from travel abroad, so I'm navigating to arrange a movie night where Coyote will use his HBO Max so that we can all watch it.
Who uses powers for evil?
Yeah.
I just want to watch the movie so I can yell Immortal Wombat every so often.
Immortal Wombat!
Doom 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 doom.
In matter of point, I have actually made this joke before. Way back in the day, Max Fitterman and I were goofing around and discussed Mortal Wombat. And
Like you do.
proposed that what I should do is I should go make a pair of D&D characters. You have 2 druids who have summonable creatures that are wombats. They're dire wombats, and you put them in blue and or yellow fighting game, and then you have Mortal Wombat. And what it actually is you tag teaming monsters with giant murder wombats. Because of course you do.
Murder wombats. Doom 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 doom. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I like it. I can dig it.
It's the nerdiest thing we have discussed yet.
Okay. All right, I'm with it. I'm hip. I'm with it. I get it.
There's a question, Coyote. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but Moody is seriously thinking about putting together a character. Would you ever want to be a troubled guest on the gospel here and come play the Gospel of Darkness in a Mortals game?
Oh, the Mortals game. I could put a character together for that. What am I limited to other than Mortals character?
second edition Mortal half templates preferred.
Oh, half templates are preferred. So.
Yeah, if you decide to go with the first ed template, we'll have to go over it to update.
No, I can do a second ed template. That's perfectly fine for me. I'm good with that.
Nerds.
Other than that, I want to say I didn't start the guys with any XP, but we have accumulated some, so I can bring everybody up to standard.
Yeah, catch them up. Anybody joins.
Yeah.
But
the only character concept requirements is you have to be either a student or you have to, in some fashion, work at the school. Like you don't have to be a member of the school staff, but you could be someone who works.
What do you have already as far as staff covered?
yeah.
We got a police.
You guys cover this. I'll be right back.
We got Church the security man.
I can still hear you fuckers, by the way.
And we got Ayrton, the music teacher, who is a psychic vampire.
I'm basically Jack Black from School of Rock.
You're Jack Black from School of Rock, who sometimes keeps the AC real low so that the young ladies in your classroom are perked up and paying attention.
Hey, that worked.
So he's one of the low key cybernetics. He's got him some robot bits.
Mostly his dick.
And Einbrecht is just some mortal, but I think he took
because you don't
have to actually do much to be able to play it. Yeah, other than superlative skill. I don't want to expand the game too big, but at the same time, it's like if I add a couple more people, then if somebody's unavailable, we can just roll them out.
Are purified allowed, or would that be a full template?
Well, that's the thing. It's like anything from the Immortals book is really potent.
It can be potent. I will agree with you that if it's too potent, I, having played a purified, can agree that's a potent character from the get-go.
See, I would say rather than a purified, think about the Thaumaturge Taoist.
Oh, okay, something like that.
Those are they don't have to be martial artists, but they're the Eastern alchemists who aspire to become purified. Like as they attain merits, they get closer and closer to what they perceive to be immortality, which could indeed lead to actual immortality. I mean, technically, you could make a ninja, and then we could totally be Mortal Kombat. Just before coming into the show tonight, Coyote and I were watching a fan film that was a pitch for a Mortal Kombat series, and I mean, it worked. We got Mortal Kombat Legacy. It was called Mortal Kombat Rebirth, and it's basically like a street level gritty, dark interpretation of Mortal Kombat, which is actually quite nice. I think it's much better grounded in reality than some of the most exotic, ridiculous, over the top, doesn't quite make sense stuff that Mortal Kombat is known for.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, it's always nice when you find a fan film that has good production value.
Right, like that, what was that, like Obi-Wan Kenobi fan film that was made a couple of years ago?
I've not seen.
It's actually pretty good. It's like him shortly after the end of Revenge of the Sith, and like Luke's like 3 or 4 or something, and some stormtroopers show up, and he like defends the Lars family from them, and there's some other stuff. It was actually pretty cool.
Well, with one exception, and it's only an exception because when they were planning to use their music, they really should not have used the music from the Dark Knight. Just why did you use the opening music from Dark Knight? Everyone had just seen Dark Knight. That was so recognizable musically. Everything by Eddie quote, specifically Punisher Dirty Laundry, which has Ron Perlman and Tom Jane in it. If you care about Power Rangers, he's got a Power Ranger short that's actually got the original Green and Red Ranger from the American Power. Which is like Batman-centric fan films. They really go all in on actually making their Batman look good, their Bruce Wayne be eloquent, you know. Their Joker's not half bad. I really like the Aliens versus Predator fan film. It has
AVP.
Batman fight a xenomorph fisticuffs and live, as I recall. No. I think he fights a predator. Yeah. But yeah, the guys from Bat in the Sun are pretty good. And then there's this Mortal Kombat thing. It's just that when you find a bad fan film, they are super bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they hurt. They hurt when they're terrible.
I came across these one guys that do like horror retellings of like Disney film concepts.
Okay.
But going off of like the actual like Brothers Grimm sort of thing, so like technically anyways, but they did like a Little Mermaid one, quote unquote. Where it's basically some dude in like the late 19th century Louisiana or something like that, and he has like a mermaid in a tub and like showing her off as part of his freak show or whatever. And it's really short. It's like 8 minutes, but then she ends up like making him perceive her as like a really hot woman, and then he like goes over to her, and then she rips his throat out and blood goes everywhere. It was really fucking cool and really, really well done. And they have a bunch of other ones too, but that was like the first one I saw that stuck with me. Can't remember the name of those guys though.
You know, I think Church would do better with having more viewers if we actually paid attention to the chat. we don't have anybody in chat now, as far as I can tell. But like an undiagnosed amount of time ago, we had people commenting, and I did not notice.
I commented on those. I brought those up.
Okay.
Everybody but just Jake, and he
So
said, "How are we doing, folks?" And we were mid conversation about Monster MD. So shout out just Jake, and we're doing well. Superman does good, we do well.
So Superman does bad, we don't do well?
Correct.
Yes.
Wow, I feel sorry. That's when the new Superman comes out then.
I mean, it depends on the Superman, because I am not a super fan, so if Superman does poorly, sometimes I giggle and rub my hands together.
Giggling and rubbing your hands together for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's an odd way to masturbate.
Well, I mean, no, mostly when it comes to comics, especially bad comics media and poorly done films, I'm usually just disappointed. If they're going to be bad, I either want them to be fantastically bad or I want them to be aggressively bad.
Just angrily bad, like, this sucks.
No.
Are you trying to signal? Yeah.
I mean, I want it to be bad in such a way where it's looking at you and flipping you off, and it's saying like, "I'm going to be bad, and you can't stop me."
Yeah, like Neil Breen.
Yeah,
is what you mean by aggressively bad.
No, my thing is literally, I think when it comes to comics media that I adhere to the Heath Ledger Joker notion. I deserve a better brand of criminal. I want better comics that either make me love them or loathe them, but at least earn it.
Oh, speaking of...
the thing that I hate about current is just the mediocrity.
Yeah.
But you were going to say something, Church.
Oh, no, I was going to say, speaking of love it or loathe it. Let me pull this up here. I think well, we were talking about getting Monster MD and all that good stuff. Let's see. I think I've got my photos from my unboxing of what is it? X-Farce somewhere.
I saw those. You put them up on Twitter a couple of days ago.
Did I?
You did, in fact. You were super enthusiastic.
I'm very happy about them, but I did have a conundrum about them. Like, how bad is it that I'm a little upset that everything's autographed because I really wanted to use my lunchbox, but it's okay because I bought another lunchbox.
You were actually upset about that when you put up the picture. So yes, you absolutely did the thing. Oh, damn it! Now I have to follow that person.
Here, I have him here. Do you want me to send him to you?
Send him to me over Twitter.
If I'm gonna follow Mrs. Dillard, I have to now follow Mrs. Church. It's only fair.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh no, it's hilarious. I know you guys don't drop in on Dillard streams, or you have not recently.
I don't drop in on any streams. I watch Pokemon content on YouTube pretty much exclusively now.
Sure. When I go on Dillard streams and Mrs. Dillard drops in, usually to ask him to do something he's not doing because he's fiddle fucking around and on his stream, I'm always like, "Hi, Mrs. Dillard," and she's like, "Hello, Joseph." I feel weird that I'm being polite, and this is like I dropped into your kitchen and I'm stealing a cookie.
I mean, that's basically what you're doing.
Oh, I know, it absolutely is.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's extra hilarious because David and I have a friend in common in San Fran, also named David, and I have occasionally asserted that one of these days we're gonna make arrangements for me to head down there so we can be annoyed at me in person. Because I got friends in Portland who have vehicles, we could take that journey. It's a growing list. It's a hit parade, and now Dillard is on it.
That seems about right.
Well, because we also have a friend who lives in Sonoma, and we're like, one of these days we're gonna show up at your place and we're gonna be like, "Hi," and she's like, "You don't want to do that." I'm like, "No, we're gonna do it." She's like, "You're a bunch of white boys. You don't want to show up in a black neighborhood and just be super friendly." It's like, "Nah, we'll bring food. Your parents will love us."
But what I was going to say, talking about campaigns.
You're not wrong.
Talking about campaigns fulfilling and whatnot, and objectively great bad books.
Yeah.
X-Farce shipping now. It's a load of fun. I've actually got my issue handy.
Church, you have wandered away from the microphone.
I did. I wandered away from the microphone because I have my issues handy and I leaned away from it. Oh, there we go. You're going to send the other photo, Ayrton?
It should be. It's sending. There you go.
All right. Just pull that
in pure matter
over.
of point on that previous subject, my friend in Sonoma has threatened to send her cousin up here to kick my ass, and it's like, he's welcome up here. We'll feed him. We'll whip out the video games, get the movies. He'll have a wonderful time. And she's like, "Damn it," because she knows he's lazy and he'll literally just sit on his ass and have a good time instead of whipping my ass.
Right, as he should.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there's the package that I received from Dillard, or not Dillard, Don.
From Don.
Yep. So,
Don.
Yep, I got my 3 copies of X-Farce that I got with my lunchbox bundle, and then my individual copy of X-Farce just to be a top 10 backer. So he threw in a couple of extra goodies there. Everything's autographed. You can get a better look at the back here. Church, thank you for all your support, Don. Church
Because
failure.
if I was in your position, I'd have the opposite problem. I wouldn't be mad about the lunchbox being signed. I'd be mad about the cup being signed. It's like, I can't drink out of this.
I know, right? But luckily, I have other coffee cups. I do not have other 10 lunch boxes. And I don't care that I can buy like a generic one for $12. I want the one with the X-Farce Reloaded picture on it.
I'm
Because
going to make you jealous.
I know you probably got you probably got good lunch boxes because you're an old man.
Oh no! When I was a little rug rat in preschool, I had a tin lunchbox.
Yeah.
I have lost the thermos. I have lost the other thing that went in there, but I have the lunchbox still. It's
Okay.
rusty. People would be like, "You should get rid of that," because it's an old piece of junk. But no, I have kept it. I have a Secret Wars lunchbox.
You shitting me?
I am not. I absolutely have a Secret Wars lunchbox.
How much you want for it?
Drive out there and jump you.
No, how much you want for it?
No, you can't. You can't afford it.
$1,000.
No.
2,000.
In the first, I don't believe you have that kind of money. In the second, no. But if you wait 5 minutes, like if you give me a second, I will go grab it from the other room. I will put it on webcam. I will show you.
2,500. My final offer.
Well, in the first, I still don't believe you have that kind of money.
I got 3,700 in the bank right now. I know because I just bought a grill.
Wait a minute, and you're not. Wait a minute, Church, and you're not making your own comic? What are you doing with your life?
Not wasting $3,700.
I will do it.
Make my own comic. Yeah, I'm gonna put all that money that I have in the bank for emergencies and shit. I'm not actually gonna buy the Secret Wars lunchbox. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm gonna put all the emergency money I have in the bank into a comic book that won't sell like 4 copies, and all of them to me.
Well, but before you get into a bidding war with Rune, here's an eBay listing I found for you.
Is it under $2,500? Because Rune might be shit out of luck. Let's see this eBay listing. Where's that at? In the Discord?
Oh, yeah. Live show chats.
Why'd you put it there? Somebody else might buy it and try and jack up the price.
Well, there's other ones. It's just the first one.
Like $400, isn't it?
No.
40? It doesn't have the thermos, right? That's the
right.
Okay, yeah.
Here's one with the thermos for $338.
That's what I thought. Yep, that's what I thought. That sounds more right.
Which is also rusty and beat up, but it has the thermos.
I'm glad my wife isn't watching right now.
There's one with the thermos.
I'm sure she's listening. With the thermos, yeah. Okay.
I am back.
All right. $340 with the thermos. Oh man, that's in such shit condition though.
I said I don't have it. I lost the thermos.
Oh no, we're looking at eBay. I'm looking at buying one.
Yeah, I'm undercutting you, Rune.
No, it's okay.
Here,
It's okay. Oh, there we go. There's one in great condition. Well, no, that's not great. Never mind.
I will rotate.
All right, where are we at? What am I doing? Oh, you're live. No, I gotta bring you up on screen, Rune. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Here's another one with the thermos, by the way.
Let me know when I'm visual.
That's all.
People can see the terror that is my office.
All right, so there's that. How do I pop this out? I know there's a way. Or
Let's pop out my video.
yeah, there it is.
Bring it up full
I
size.
got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Right, Discord.
Nearly there, folks.
Why is it not giving me the option to? There we go. That's it. Okay, cool. There we go.
We totally know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, no, we're professionals.
Oh, wow, that's tiny. That's what she said. There we go.
All right, am I up? Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
This?
You're on. You're up. All right.
You okay?
All right. Yep. Yep. That's the one I was looking at on eBay.
Spidey.
Yep.
Got Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Hulk.
Yeah. None of this.
The best team is actually this side.
Yeah. None of this artwork was in the book, except the logo. The logo was there.
And on this side, they got an everybody charging thing you can't really see because there's a
The handle.
tab
Yep.
in the way.
Great graphic design there. It shows you where the thermos should be.
Yep.
Which way to put it?
On and everything. Yep.
How long have you had that?
Like I said, man, I had this when I was preschool, so I've had this almost 39 years.
That would have been when it first came out. That would have been around 84 or 85.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If it was in good condition, it had the thermos, this would be like a viable antique that would make a lot more money than your offering.
one with the no, it wouldn't. One with the thermos is going for about $350 right now.
Really?
Well, and I found this other one with the thermos that's at $51.
Yeah, but what kind of shape is it in?
It's not that bad. It's the third. I linked it in the show.
I'm looking at. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually, compared to the other one.
Yeah. Oh, the top looks really good. A little bit of rust around the inside.
I mean, I am a cavalcade of sorrows when it comes to collectibles. Because, like, I had an original black suit Spider-Man. You know, the ones that weren't articulated at the knee. They only had the articulation at the hip and the shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened to it. I do remember that I used to chew on the feet because those little rubbery feet were good chewing.
Okay.
Because I did that to multiple figures that I no longer have. Because I didn't have the brain pan at the time where I was like, if I keep this in good condition, this will be of great value later. Never occurs to you when you're a kid.
No.
You know, I don't have any of my Terminator action figures anymore. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had those.
I still have a number of action figures from entire series lines in a box somewhere in Texas.
I had Gen 1 Aliens vs. Predator. And a bunch of stuff. And I am solidly not the person that's like, I want to put them in a box and keep them on a shelf and look at them for the rest of my life. I'm solidly the like, no, man, I like toys. I want to play with these things kind of person.
I have the bad habit. My brother got me in the habit that if you want to play with these, you have to go buy two at a time.
Oh,
one to have fun with and one to put on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, and go ahead.
I still have a bag of toys, in matter of point, because I'm a ridiculous child.
So I got a buddy that hangs out a local watering hole, and we got to talking about comic books and action figures and stuff like that. He was like, "We got some stuff. You want to take a look at it?" Son of a bitch comes by the bar the next week. I shit you not, a plastic grocery bag with 20 grand in it.
Oh wow!
Yep.
He just dumps out old school Star Wars figurines.
Holy shit! I forgot I had this, dude.
Mm.
Give me a second.
Oh God.
I
What do
will,
we?
I will go video
Uh-oh.
again. You have to look at my face more often.
Oh God. That's
Dude,
nothing we ever
Little
want to do. Oh.
You know, my brother started me collecting when I was like 3 or 4 years old because it was something he had been doing since he was like 10. So it rubbed off on me, and when he would go do things or like conventions, I'd tag along with him, and that would usually be my birthday or my Christmas present. So I have thousands of autographs, limited edition comic books, action figures, all that fun stuff.
No,
I'm gonna say this.
this
This might be a McDonald's toy, Spider Woman.
this asshole shows up with a plastic grocery bag full of old school Star Wars figurines. I mean, he just dumps out like 2 Luke Skywalkers, a couple of Darth Vaders, a Boba Fett, some Stormtroopers, Han
He's entirely
Solo.
unaware of the significance of these things.
Huh?
Entirely unaware of their significance as
Oh yeah,
collectibles.
yeah. He's like, no, my mom kept them in the attic in my old toy box, and I'm like,
Yeah, see,
and you put them in a grocery bag and brought them into a bar to show me,
my,
and I'm sitting
my
here
old
telling you, you've got about 10 G's in
my old man
figures.
was a dumb shit, and yet he might actually still now have $10,000 or $12,000 in a box. Well, here's the thing: my dad collected Star Wars action, or not Star Wars, Star Trek action figures, both regular series and theatrical, right, all the way up through next gen, and I want to say DS9 as well,
Right.
right? And he would open the box, so they're not mint, and he'd display them,
Yeah.
right? Which meant that when he tried to sell them off, they didn't go. Imagine that. But now, not only do they not make those things, but the cottage industry for those figures has died because Discovery and other Star Trek properties have been so negatively received. Companies don't want to take the hit anymore, which means those figures might actually have come up in value. And I've got a big box of them somewhere in my mom's closet.
Nice.
I'll tell
And no, I'm not going to sell them. These are mine. Mine now.
I was going to say, if you want to, I can try to hook up with my brother and see if he still has the price listings for things like that, because he used to keep track of all that stuff,
Well,
like most people keep track of memorabilia.
Memorabilia and collectibles and stuff. The average person, like any average shop that deals in those things, the price listing is literally the eBay sold listing. Like, what's it going for on the market right now? Because that's the only way to kind of get a feel for what the actual price is. Because anybody can put a price in a book. People in sports cards don't even buy Beckett's like they used to anymore, because you can say the value of a card is whatever it is, but the value of a card is what
It's whatever
it's
somebody's
actively
going to pay for it.
right. It's whatever it's actively moving for. And that's the deal with collectibles.
That's the thing. In a unlikely world, Church, where I was willing to sell you my lunchbox, I know that you would not screw me, and
No.
we would come to some kind of reasonable exchange. Because
No.
you know me.
Yeah.
But my old man consistently got screwed on memorabilia because there are freaking sharks out there. It is not a nice place.
No. And
You know.
well, here's another thing that a
Fair.
lot of people don't realize that I think you can kind of back me up on. First and foremost, when it comes to collectibles, when you go to sell it, you find out what the value of it is. You find out what it would cost you to buy that thing again right now.
Yeah.
When you go to sell it, you should reasonably only expect half that amount.
Right.
To expect more than half that amount is to misunderstand the market, because the market is this a buyer's market for collectibles, because no collectible on the planet is going to be sought after by everyone. So, you're never going to have a comic book or a sports card or a magic card that is equally valuable to everyone in that same vein.
Well, I think I told you what my dad did with his comic collection.
You did, but I don't remember.
Okay. So on my shelf over here, or in my uh drawers here, I have a
Within your
collected.
possession.
Yeah, within my possession, I have a collected Secret Wars, and that's neat. I like having a big book of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But
The
my dad had
that Alex Ross cover though.
But my dad had the actual print Secret Wars.
Yeah.
He had Secret Wars 2. He had ROM Space Knight #1. He had a bunch of stuff that is not readily available now. Even if it is not particularly high value, it was still valuable.
You still get a ROM Space Knight #1 if you want one. I can get you one of those.
Oh, yeah. The thing is that Dad had these, and I was always of the feeling in my little twisted brain, it's like, yes, one day this I shall inherit.
Right. This is my inheritance here.
Dad wanted me to be excited about, heraldry and car and it's like, no man, no, your comic collection.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
The long box. That's all I care about, old man.
My old man got into Star Trek: The Next Generation CCG card game collecting.
Oh,
Not
I'm sorry.
For the collection, but
he traded his comics for those, didn't he?
His whole comic collection
to
a local comic shop that fucking ripped him off. Right?
For like 2 starter decks or some shit.
Yeah, because they insisted that he would get out of this set number of random cards the rare he was looking for, which he did not get. But of course, the comic shop didn't care because they made a sale.
Well, for a good while there, that #8 that he sold for cards that are worth less than the cardboard they're printed on.
Yeah.
That Secret Wars #8, first appearance of the Black Spider suit. For a while there, that was going for about $600.
Oh yeah.
It's down now. Let's see what it is now.
That's the thing. As a kid, I was livid. As an adult, I'm still livid. I mean, now I have inherited something just as valuable, if not more so. But at the same time, it's not what I want.
Oh, it's back up. I need to get mine graded.
I have a first print original novelization signed of City on the Edge of Forever by Harlan Ellison.
Okay.
The TOS episode. I have the novelization. That's valuable. I'm sure somebody's into that. I keep it someplace safe so it's not going to get spilled on or dusty or anything. It's not what I wanted. I wanted this.
I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah, mine are probably worth.
You said Black Suit Spider-Man issue is up because on eBay there's not that high.
No,
there's a 9.8 going for 1,000, but
yeah, 9.8 is about $1,000. I was looking at something else.
But here's 9.6 for 230.
Yeah, that's about 300. Mine are probably about $100 a piece. Mine are probably in the 5 range.
There you go. Our show has been described perfectly. We are now pirates, by the way. Yar.
Haven't we always been?
Randomly, I went and looked at the Twitter.
Peter Cimetti.
What's going on? Peter Cimetti.
Pirate radio and public broadcast.
Pirate radio, public podcast. Yeah, no, that's us.
Yep. Oh, before you came along, Rune, we used to on Tuesdays we used to stream old Shadow episodes.
Hi, my name is Wayne, and with me is Garth.
Party on! Excellent. No, but back in the day, Secret Wars #8 was $600-700 just raw.
I used to stream on Picarto.
You know what that was? That was probably the Spider-Man 3 movie spike is what that value increase was.
That would make sense.
By
the way, Denny finally got back to me and said he was watching Mortal Kombat.
Oh, well, tell him to come on the show.
Okay.
Tell him not to be a cunt. Well, I want to talk to him about Vito before we close out.
I used to stream on Picarto, and because it was writing, it's me sitting there typing. That's not the most interesting thing to watch, so I used to put in a tiny window, OBS, bad movies. Right? Well, my editor is a fan of things with ninjas. So we watched like Enter the Ninja, Ninja 2, The Domination. Yes. Just the worst canon era ninja films. And there was just one problem. That's why it didn't work out. I would stop writing and start watching them.
Yeah.
So people would come in, sit, watch movies with me. Nobody would be talking. It'd be the boringest shit.
Yeah. No.
We didn't watch Ninja 3 because Ninja 3 is terrible, though. Ninja 3 is the one in the early 90s when they're like, you know what this hyper-violent action ninja films franchise needs? We need the ninja running around with a kid.
You know what I've actually, speaking of kids, you know what I've actually had the urge to dig out and watch? Three Ninjas and Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Why do you hate Jesus?
Because I'm a church and I'm onto that racket.
Why do you hate your parishioners? I mean, I hate
because I'm a church and I'm in on that racket. How many more times do I have to say it?
Yet again, speaking of my father's stupidity, the thing you gotta know is that my dad loved kids' movies as a full-grown adult for many years into his later years.
That happens when you're a parent, yeah.
He'd randomly watch them, no matter how inappropriate, boring, droll, or awful they were. And, if there was a new one, he'd be like, I gotta watch this too. To the extent that it's like, no, I just reach a point where it's like, I can't do a kid movie.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, there he is. There's Denny. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Not too bad. I saw your feature yesterday on Data Stream. I wondered if you wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's our stream. It's mine and Data's.
Shut up! Shut up!
Uh-huh.
Forgot where you came from. Stop showing up over here.
And Denny.
Look,
half the name.
Look.
Yeah. What would you like to discuss about it? Everybody should go check it out. I think it.
Yeah, I watched
it. Speaks
it
for itself.
I watched it in its entirety. I give you credit. You did really well, not letting it devolve into a baboon shit throwing storm.
I know how to be quite eloquent when I need to be.
I wouldn't go that far, but
never gave me room to spread my wings on here, Church.
Denny, you showed up drunk 2 hours late every time you showed up. What can I do?
Yeah, I know.
Denny, fly to the angels.
That's right.
I'm doing just fine. Data and I are doing just fine.
He spent his afternoon dreading the fact that he had to come on this show. That's why he was drunk.
That's right. That's right. No,
it's not my fault. Your show was so late at night. Do it earlier in the day, and I won't be quite as drunk.
I have 3 kids, Denny. That's not gonna. I have 3 kids, Denny. That's why I'm always drunk.
Well, whose fault is that?
My penises. Individually, it on its own.
I was asked to stop by really quick. I got work in the morning, so I'm going to bed here pretty soon. I just
wanted you to give a. Well, I wanted you to give a quick rundown of your veto showdown.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we discussed pretty much everything I ever wanted to discuss with veto. We discussed Dick Masterson blocking me on his behalf. Do
you think that Vito was being upfront about the fact that he had nothing to do with that?
I do actually, because I think Vito's pretty consistent in that. I don't think Vito thinks that I should be blocked. Vito blocks and unblocks people all the time.
Right.
I don't think he would ever kick me from a Discord for it. He just gets sour grapes every now and then. He was very mad about that whole thing, but no, I think he's being honest.
I think that was it. I've seen him like railing over T-Clips and Cecil McFly, bringing it back up. Suit Yourself has apparently been bringing the new drama though, so I don't know. Suit Yourself inserted.
Suit Yourself.
Oh, he inserted himself into the Ralph Faith drama, and I'm not really like he had contact with Faith before or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, okay.
Like, everything revolving that girl is weird.
Wasn't there something about him him like dating some girl who turned out to be a dude like not that long ago too.
I don't know, man. I like Suit, but I don't.
That happened to Suit. That happened to Bulwark. Seems to be happening to a lot of people.
I just want a PSA for all the bros out there. Your e-girl is always a dude.
Yeah, there are no women on the
Almost
internet.
always.
There are no women on the internet ever.
Here's the thing: if that ever happens to me, you'll never hear about it, and it's not because it's not because I won't talk about it, and it's not because I murdered them and they're in my trunk. It's because I showed up, they were a dude, and we went and had a lovely evening.
Right. Well, anyway, fellas,
have a good one.
Hey,
yeah, come back next week.
I'll come on for more time sometime.
Okay. Yeah, you better.
See you, fellas.
Later.
All right.
With that, I guess that closes down the show. Unless anybody has anything else they want to bring up.
I
do, but she'll be here in like 20 minutes. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure.
I am working on many things. Is the answer.
Okay. All right. Well, next week we do have Don Chin and Bill Mouse. Be ready for that.
That's gonna be.
What are we talking about on that particular gathering?
Probably Beard Zerker and X Parts Fulfilling future projects. Why Don is awesome.
How it feels to bring Parody Press back after 25 years.
Yep.
Beard Zerker is a Image property, isn't it?
No, Berserker is.
Ah, right.
Beard Zerker is not.
This is why I had to check, because very similar names.
Yes.
And what press came back? Rarity Press?
Parody. Don Chin's old imprint.
Okay. Does it? Do they take submissions? Are they open?
That would be something you could talk to Don about next week.
It's absolutely something to ask him about.
Parody Press. I can kind of give you the down low off air here in a few minutes, but anyway, you've got some irons in the fires. Anything specifically you want to bring up before we get out of here?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm still working on Hombre Lobo. That's not finalized. Apparently, I need to be more upfront and direct about it. That it's like, yes, I wrote an ash can for the buckler.
Yeah, you should.
Apparently, I am not to be humble about this. I'm just supposed to get in people's face and be like, I wrote an ash can for the buckler, and Dylan liked it.
That's what marketing is. Yes, Rune.
Yeah. But no, more recently, like I had a stupid idea. I had an idea that on the fridge logic, it looks really stupid.
Yeah.
But it was interesting enough that when I told I told my mom about it, she was like, "Well, it sounds interesting, but I don't know if it's for me." And then I told Moody about it. Moody was like, "Oh my god, I want this in my face!" So now I've got to work on it.
Okay. While you're working on that, when you inevitably hit a block and need to work on something else to work the kinks out, I'm still waiting on a script for a church book. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I've told you $3,000 in the bank.
I'm not giving you any of it, but we'll work on that. I'll find money somewhere else to give you, but I'm not giving you any of mine.
If you're making a church comic,
yeah,
and you're gonna have me do script work,
I'll pay you.
I prefer to get paid.
Yeah, but see, if we're gonna pay you, we're gonna pay you with money that we make off the book. Because...
No, I mean, obviously. That's the obvious answer.
If the book doesn't make any money, then I can't pay you. So make a good book that makes lots of money, and you get lots of money.
The actual thing that is really weird is I have been going to a lot of other podcasts lately. I've been an inconstant hoe because I'm going around to other podcasts, and I accidentally found the upload that my editor did. I got access to the executioner again. So I'm like, oh yeah, you guys want to see some work that I did? I did this at one time.
Nice.
So I've actually been shopping around our dead book to see if I can get buzz about it. Because, everyone I've shown it to is like, wow, this looks pretty good. Even if they don't care for the specifics of story and structure, nobody has ever said it's a bad product. So there's that.
Nice.
All right.
I too have some things in the fire, but I'll bring that up more.
Well, I mean, just
In a month
remember
or so.
when they're alive, they're call girls. When they're dead, they're hookers.
True. That's a good point.
Well, depending if you paid them first or not. But anyway, Coyote, thank you for joining us as
when
well.
they're dead, they're called hookers.
Not a problem.
And
Thank
with
you
that,
for having
ladies and gentlemen, Ayrton, get us the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody.